Welcome to Resilient Burlington. And with us today is Wanda Hines, Director of JUMP.
Somebody asked me the other day, a donor wanted to know, she wanted to know, Wanda, what can I say to our Black brothers and sisters during this time to help ease their pain? What can I say? You know, I've always had wonderful relationships with people of color. What can I say? I wrote this lady back and I thanked her for her support for JUMP, but I also thanked her for her kind words in asking. And I wrote, she asked, what can I say to POCs, people of color? My response was, a simple hello with a nod of the head has always soothed my unnecessary anxiety about being welcome, whether in a supermarket or a hardware store. Other than that, be present in all ways that matter if ever the opportunity arises. For people of color, that's every day, as often we cannot ever be unaware or not present. Under the circumstances, I've summed it up to life as a definite series of journeys, some unpleasant, which do not need to be. Yes, again, I've summed it up to life as a definite series of journeys, some unpleasant, which do not need to be. I believe it is here we can all make a difference. If you see something emotionally painful being directed toward a person of color, say something. By doing so, you are being present and you have eased someone's suffering and hurt. Because sometimes being a person of color, people can over-conversate, or when you start over-conversating, if you haven't been in my shoes, it can create a little discomfort. And I've been in Vermont since 1963. There were only 3 films of color when I grew up. I didn't have a classmate of color till my senior year of 76. And I didn't realize I was different until I fell down in the 3rd grade and I cut my hand, or 2nd grade, and it was bleeding. And my classmate looked at me and said, "Oh, your blood is red like everybody else." And I think that's when I started realizing I was different. You know, we're not where we used to be, we're not where we ought to be either. But with it all said and done, I'm just grateful to be, with JUMP as my job. And I think that, again, I kind of want to share a little bit more. Again, we all have gifts and talents. And I think when we are walled off from being able to share those gifts and talents, whether we're looking at high school students now who are not going to, their job opportunities are going to be fewer, whether we're looking at college students who graduated, my concern really kind of lays more with that generation right now, that they be able to share their gifts and talents, to bring their voice to the table, that they're not stifled off or buried off. Because I think that this generation, they're not my parents' generation, and I've always said about my son, and his friends, I remain hopeful, about the kind of change that we want, or what was it? Be the change you want to be. And my son's college slogan is, "Why not change the world?" And it's happening right before our eyes. And I think it's, although painful, it's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. That's all I can think of. It's a beautiful thing. And if you ingest too much of that change too fast, turn the channel, get off Twitter, or yeah, you need to take a break. You need to take a break. I mean, sometimes it's nice to have a job where you can sit around and just think up stuff and really think it out. Now we've got the whole world sitting around thinking up stuff, Everybody's in the think tank right now, and it's wonderful. Right now you got space and opportunity, but time and opportunity to really think things out. And maybe this is a manifestation of that, people being able to really think things out. This has caused us to stop and really focus and pay attention. And we're really good at multitasking. We're really good at doing too many things at once. Or you ask somebody to read something, they don't really read it right then, or they don't really look at it. And I think that us having to stay at home has allowed us to really reflect and think and see what's going on. Mm-hmm.
And with us today was Wanda Hines, Director of Joint Urban Ministry Project, or JUMP. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.